Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to start this introduction a little bit differently than I normally do. But before I do that, if you guys wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, it really helps out the channel. I appreciate it. Also, I don't know if you guys saw me on LEXNOS' channel over the weekend. That was pretty cool. This is how this video is going to work. I was planning on releasing the LEXNOS video today, but it's almost 2 hours long, and I really underestimated the amount of time it was going to make me edit it and have it look good and represent him well and me well, and really all of the information that was shared. So this video is going to be him and I breaking down and doing one base of attack over about 15 or 20 minutes, and you'll get to see kind of his in-depth analysis of why he does things the way he does. So you'll still get a really good introduction to Zap Lalo. And then after that, I'm going to show off a couple of Legends League hits that I did today. I didn't start recording them until I only had like 3 hits left because I didn't anticipate having to fill the time with anything. But that's what the schedule is going to be. So it's going to be him and I breaking down a base while me attacking and him telling me what I could do better. And then it's going to be a couple of Legends League hits. By the way, I went 6 for 8 today in Legends League with Zap Lalo, so I did way better today than I have in the past. And I feel like I've got a very good grasp on Zap Lalo at this point. There's a couple of things that I need to work on, like balloon deployment and maybe the timing with the heroes and funneling and certain things like that. I'm excited though. I learned a ton. LEXNOS is a miracle worker because I went like 3 for 8 my first day. Now I'm 6 for 8, and I practiced over the weekend a little bit. So that's how the introduction for this video is going to go. You're going to hear me introduce the video like 50 times because I didn't anticipate it going this way, but that's how it is. So this is the introduction. You're going to see LEXNOS and I breaking down a base, and then you're going to see a few Legends League hits, and the full-length video will come out later this week with all of the in-depth, nice, juicy information that you want to see.
I don't know if you want to look at them and like kind of break them down first, or
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's break it down. Okay. Like right off the bat, if I were looking at this and I had 30 seconds and I'm like, okay, I got to kind of start putting stuff down and committing to what I'm going to do. I think the Zap Quake value, I would try and get the queen right in between the multi-archer tower and the poison, kill her, and then I would use the last 2 Quake or the last 2 zaps on this sweeper so that I don't have to worry about that. Probably. That's probably where I would do that. And then I would probably use the super barbs or something on like the dark spell factory on the left hand side where the army camp is next to that, like right around like what was that, 7 or 8 o'clock. And then I would try and get my Sui to get the town hall. Probably. That's what I would do probably if I was in Legends League. Right. Although that sweeper, if I'm getting the town hall with my Sui, killing the sweeper with the quakes and the zap doesn't do anything anyway, so I don't know.
All right, I'm kind of liking the idea of having you at least do the first attack just right off the rip, almost like a legend. So go ahead and hit attack.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let me make sure.
And then we can open it back up and
perfect.
Theory craft some more after you do the first attack. Do you want to just do it all on your own, or do you want me to like kind of spot you, or what do you prefer?
No, yeah, you can just let me do this one. I'll see if I can just get this one good. And let's put our. Okay, I'm actually, that Tesla probably helps my king go the right direction. Oh, maybe not. Well, maybe after this he will. Oh, I drew the CC. Oh, okay, just one part of the CC. All right, well, this might take a little while with the king here. All right, well, I do have the spiky ball, so let's just use that. I think the king's going to eventually get to the town hall anyway. I'm not too worried about that. I probably should have put the giant down before I put my queen down, just for a little tanking. But yeah, you're going to get to see the magic mirror here. Let's just use it now. Fun. Yeah. We'll see how good it is. I really don't know yet. I haven't used it really a whole lot, but I mean, having 3 queens is probably better than 1.
So do the healers only stay on the main queen, or can they switch to the clone queens too?
Yeah, that's a good question, to be honest. I don't know. Man, look how fast they get through the king, though. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, look at the Royal Champions wrecked. Okay, so now I know I'm going to be kind of fighting the sweeper from the side there.
Do you have any other siege machines?
Oh, yeah, I was going to use the drill and the Royal Champion kind of up here, hopefully to help funnel everything in that direction down there. But this is already going kind of crazy, you can see. Let's just hoping that I can get that sweeper dealt with somehow. All right, where can I clean up? I mean, Heroes definitely, I think, carried me a little bit through this one. I don't know that I deserved this triple.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, we got it.
Nice.
You can see, though, the Lalo is very sloppy.
Yeah,
I definitely don't know what I'm doing.
I don't disagree. We'll go through it real quick. I'm gonna open it back up so I can draw on it. I don't know if you want to show it.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just watch your screen. So,
Tell me your thoughts though about everything. Well, first, I'll before you do that, I'll say it's awesome. I like what you picked as Zap because that's actually the exact Zap for my crack. So that was cool.
Okay,
The
cool.
Sui was similar as well. Not the exact same, but similar. I mean, if you can Sui the Town Hall, that's almost always the thing to do right now with Zap Lalo anyway. So I think the Sui's pretty obvious. But just from a super high level, you don't have to go into detail. How did you feel? Was there anything you think you did wrong?
I probably could have, well, little things like putting the ice golem down before my king and then putting the giant down before my queen. I think it'll just allow the heroes to get a little bit more value, allow me to delay my hero abilities a little bit. I didn't deal with the clan castle very well, I feel like, although there wasn't a whole lot by the time I got to the clan castle anyway. I'm trying to think, because you can see my king is just eating the expo here. And it
Oh, yeah,
should
so
have
you
been
like using the
ice golem.
spiky ball, huh, instead of the rage vial.
Yeah. I find that most of the time on this raid, I think the rage might have been a little better, but most of the time, my king gets stuck on the ice golems anyway. In the spiky ball, it feels like I almost always get more value with.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Or a poison tower or something, but yeah, it looked like the magic mirror was really good.
Yeah, for a Sui, I think it's actually adding a lot of value. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really good.
That might be better than Invis vial, yeah. I think that might be
Yeah.
a staple for a Sui. Okay, so you're seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Yes, yep, I'm looking at your
Okay.
screen, yeah.
So I'm with you on the Zap and the Sui. Like you mentioned, some small drops like the Ice Golem, the Giant, things like that could be a little bit more efficient. I think as long as you're cognizant of that, you can get better with time. That's not something I'm going to sit here and make you practice like 10 times right now. I think that's something you can just work on your own, but you're definitely right. It's good that you recognize that. If you watch, I know you do watch Stars at least sometimes. But
Yeah.
if you watch Stars videos, like every time he drops a Zap Lalo video, just seeing like when he drops his tanking troops and when he drops little tiny troops, he is just like
Yeah,
the
it's
definition of perfection with the timing
Yeah,
on those. It's so crazy, and if you
beautiful.
try to pay attention to it, you can learn so much from his drops. All right, let's go over the Lalo because I do think
Is that a good entry point? Where would you have entered at this point if you were taking over?
if I was taking over, I do think I would enter from the other side, and I'll try to explain it. What was your reasoning for picking this side?
Well, I didn't think that. What I should have done was put it like more towards 3 o'clock, I think, instead of 1 o'clock where I did it. That way I didn't have to fight the sweepers, kind of in that direction. That way the balloons didn't have to fight the sweeper a little bit. Like, yeah, kind of from that direction a little bit. And then maybe try and get my hound in the warden ability or something. But yeah, to be completely honest, this is a habit of mine, whether it's good or bad. I just tend to start my Lalo where my Sui ends. So my queen was headed kind of up towards that direction, so that's where I started my Lalo. I don't know why I do that. It's just kind of habit.
I see a lot of people kind of do this, and people like me used to preach that style of Lalo. It used to be very common. It used to be the go-to. You know, we used to talk about having some sort of way to like turn the Lalo into an L shape, and that was the meta way to Lalo back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that
Yes,
or seen that in
definitely.
different ways. But I don't know when exactly the shift happened, whether it was like Town Hall 15 or even earlier, but that's no longer the best way to do Lalo on a lot of these bases. You'll especially see stars do it in really wonky ways where sometimes he
Yeah.
won't even start on the edge. He'll sometimes on certain bases it almost feels like, and other players are doing this too, other pros, where they'll just pick a random spot like right here and they'll like two finger drop, and it's not on either edge, right? So it feels super wonky, but they'll like two finger drop, they'll do a delayed hound after the balloons, which also doesn't feel intuitive. And then as soon as they're getting into the first layer, they're gonna pop like a super early warden ability, and they're gonna push everybody into the core and then start flanking on both sides. And it's actually working so much better. And I think it's due to longer warden abilities. I think it's due to healing tome for sure. Uh, and my main reasoning for this is when you do this style of Lalo where you're just coming in from one side and trying to sweep all the way around, you're basically forcing yourself to have the longest Lalo possible, and you're taking forever to get to the core, and you're going to lose a lot of groups of balloons on the way because you're probably trying hard to save the warden ability until you get past the first or second layer instead of being willing to pop it early. So you're going to lose, 6, 7, 8, 9 balloons, whatever it is. Let's see how many you actually lose.
Yeah, probably a
This
bunch. Well,
multi's hitting
I
you.
warden pretty early, but
I
yeah.
think you do actually decide to warden early, which I
Yeah.
am gonna preach. I think the meta now is to warden early.
Yeah, it seems like no matter the attack. Yeah.
You did lose that first hound and not having a second hound in the warden ability. So what you're gonna see stars do like a lot of these days is typically he is doing like sometimes he'll do hound first. It depends on the situation, but a lot of times he'll do balloons um, first, then hound because he's planning on popping the warden ability before these first group of balloons die anyway. The only time he'll drop hound first is if he's not going to do that, if he wants to like get a little bit deeper before popping the warden ability. But typically you'll see him enter in a wonky spot. I think actually in this case the best spot to enter would be like over here directly from the left corner,
Okay.
push in to where you can hit a warden ability with a second hound in the warden ability flying across the map, and then have delayed flanks coming in like from this angle to
Maybe like the
collapse.
drill and the royal champion from that bottom area. Is that what you think?
Yeah, that
Or
actually
even
could work.
balloons?
Yeah, that could work. And then it's going to push your main group directly into the core without having to worry about this sweeper, and you can just freeze the other one. I think you were trying to come from this side, or at least one of the reasons was you thought, maybe we have to power through this sweeper, or we can freeze it, and then we don't have to worry about the second one.
Yeah, that absolutely was definitely in the thought process.
But you don't in Lalo. I find it better not to like have an easy back end, but to make the front end as easy as possible. Because usually, if you
Okay.
can make it to the back end with a lot of units still alive, it doesn't matter if how what it looks like. If you have an extra sweeper or a Tesla farm or something, a Tesla farm's not going to rip open 20 balloons, right? But if
Yeah,
you
that's a
enter on the Tesla farm, you either have to pop a warden ability immediately, or you're going to lose 10 balloons right away.
that's a good thought. I've never thought of that before, but yeah, having the entry be easier, that makes sense.
So I would like to see you retry this Lalo. You can do the Zaps and the Sui the same way, because I do think that is the best. I mean, the easiest value to spot at least. But start the Lalo from this left side. I would do like one hound first, just because this corner is actually pretty toxic. I
Yeah.
don't even remember if there's traps here or not, but there are a lot of defenses. I would do one hound here. A lot of balloons here. Like you're probably gonna do like 10 to 12 in total on the corner, or at least 8 to 12. Maybe like 3 or 4 on the wizard tower, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then yeah, do the battle drill, the champion here. And as you're getting into this air defense, what you want to do is have a second hound kind of coming from this angle, and you know that when this air defense dies, this second hound's going to fly to the other air defense that was over here.
Yeah, just drawing all the
And
traps,
you want it
invincible.
to be in the warden ability. That's the important part. So you're planning on having this hound fly. You're popping warden ability somewhere when your balloons are right, just getting into there. You're not going to wait super long. We want to pop that warden ability before the eagle does too much damage, before the scatter shot starts popping off. That way we don't have to waste freezes pushing into the core. We can just rely on the warden ability. And then once the warden ability is getting ready to wear off, then you can worry about freezing the sweeper scatter shot together. Actually, the perfect spot, you dropped it in the perfect spot, so you hit the Inferno as well. And then if you do all that, you have the Royal Champion catch up. You're going to have so many units alive into the core. Healing Tome ideally can keep you alive through a lot of red bombs. And then you should still have a third Lava Hound in the pocket. That's definitely going to be used on the top side, probably directly from the corner, just because the Wizard Tower and the Teslas are there, and hopefully a bunch of
Yeah.
flanking balloons. And I think it's going to look even more crushed. So let's
Okay.
see.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I'm just going to wait a second for the queen to get in a good spot. Okay, let's... See, now was that better? I don't know, because it did tank a lot from the king, but now there's no ice column. I don't know. I guess it's probably going to be about the same either way. And then how early would you like drop your queen usually? Because like I could start now, but then they don't kind of come together like you'd want them to.
Yeah, it's kind of up to you. What killed the ice golems last time? Was it your queens?
Um, no, it was the royal champion in the middle of the base getting frozen up forever.
Oh, yeah, you can just start her whenever then. I think on this base in particular, it doesn't matter too much.
Okay, well, let's pop this now because,
Yeah, this time you do have king fighting king instead of your queen.
yeah. Okay, I think the clone queens or whatever are going to get the town hall either way. Well, I hope. Okay, eventually she will. Ooh, I might need to just freeze these ice columns just to make sure. That's my only freeze, but I feel like I needed to get the town hall before.
Yeah, go ahead and start
Okay, let's
Lalo.
just...
Don't wait.
Oh, that was maybe a little early with the hand, but we'll find out. Yeah, because I'm not going to get the air defense down. We might get it a little bit, but...
Freeze, rage in the core. Last lava hound from the top.
Oh, yeah, this is crushed. Yeah, I don't even
Yeah,
need these other balloons. Yeah,
and
that was
there's
a way... Yeah, that was a way better way to do the Lalo.
we'll go through it. I think there's still a lot of drops and stuff you could improve, but the just from the plan perspective, that was a way better area to
Yeah, I
Lalo.
agree.
Yeah, you got like 17 million balloons this time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that definitely was a huge improvement from the first time. So,
Yeah, so let's look at it. And I'm gonna try to explain like the actual reasoning behind why starting the Lalo there, so that way you can kind of a core or what's the word, carry it over to like other bases too. I think I already explained it somewhat, but I just want to really hit on it multiple times. Actually, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit more to right about here. Your queen will still get a little bit more value, but you can pretty much see everything left to Lalo. So the idea is to try and have as many balloons alive as you can getting to the core. So starting from like an edge and sweeping around often has, edge balloons getting picked off so early. You're losing a bunch before you're ready to pop Warren ability. Going from an angle such as this, I think is the easiest way to get like to the eagle and the multi, because you're not fighting this first sweeper. whenever you want to. You could freeze this other one. When you even if we tried the other corner, you would have to freeze early compared to later because the sweeper's hitting you right away. You see that difference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so coming from this corner means you can get to the eagle the fastest. I mean, you could also go from this edge, but you still have to do this full sweeping motion. And it takes longer instead of going basically in a straight line and just having something like the Royal Champion on the flank to keep the main group pushing in a straight line to the core. One thing I'm going to critique is I think you forgot to drop like any balloons on this wizard tower for the longest time. Let's actually go through the Lalo real quick.
So this, I think I also ward an ability probably 2 or 3 seconds too early, but that's because I dropped my Lava Hound probably 2 or 3 seconds too early. My second one, that is.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if on this base in particular it would have been worth it to use the haste early. I don't think it actually matters too much.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of defenses that can really bug the balloons from that area right now, right?
Yeah,
so I should have just been more patient.
I think you're right. It's probably not worth the haste here, because even with the first Lava Hound feeling like it dies so quickly, it's just one air defense, one expo, and a single, not even a multi. So worst case scenario, you might lose a couple of balloons by being patient, but you're not going to lose a bunch. It's not like a multi is wrecking 6 of your balloons.
Yeah. So
if that was a multi, it might have been a little bit different.
Yeah, so I probably should have dropped my Hound about the time so that the loons get to the air defense about the same time the Hound does. That way the Hound does fly across the whole map invincible.
I think it still does. Let's check.
It does a little bit, but it like halfway
Yeah,
through,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Warden ability about 3 seconds later, 4 seconds later probably would have been ideal.
Honestly, that still ended up working okay, I guess, but a little bit later is better for sure. But yeah,
the haste
exactly
there.
What you're talking about.
I'm trying to think.
Royal
The haste here.
Definitely let the balloons get right to where you wanted them to. So.
Yeah. Because like I said, having something flank here allows your balloons to take the quickest path possible to the core, which is literally a straight line, which is what I'm trying to set up. And then let me delete my lines. I do like how you were not super late on this last Hound. I think a lot of people would be because they're focusing on the core, so good multitasking there. The Hound, the different groups of balloons on the top side. You finally get those balloons on the left wizard tower, and then the rage. And at this point, it doesn't matter what you do; it's already crushed. I mean, you can not drop anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. Overall, much better. I don't think your balloon drops are terrible. I mean, I kind of like them. You're pretty good about dropping 3 or 4 balloons per defense. Your timing on the top side was great. If I really wanted to, we could watch it like 7 times and critique every tiny detail. I think it's going to be more efficient to just jump into the next base.
All right, we're back with round 2 of Zap Lalo after my session, my one-on-one thing with LEXNOS. Hopefully I do a little bit better today than I did last time. Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot. I don't actually know when this video will come out versus that one. I don't remember, I don't know exactly which video I'm going to edit and put out first. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you might see this first, you might see the other one first, and then this one. I don't really know yet. We're going to find out. Okay, let me make sure that all my equipment and everything is the same. Okay, we got that set, that set. That's it. By the way, as soon as I get to level 18 on the magic mirror on this account, which should be soon, how much purple ore do I need? I should be able to get that in just a little bit with, what is the next reward? 70 and then 45. Yeah, I should be able to get it soon. I'm going to switch the Invis Vial with the magic mirror. I think that 18 is the level magic mirror becomes really good because you get the second clone at that point. That really increases how much is being tanked by not the real queen, and also the amount of damage that you do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and have 2 flame flingers for some reason, but that's okay. Don't have a drill. What's the worst that could happen? Let's go. All right, we got kind of a rushed base. So I want to use my Zap Quake to aid my heroes in getting the Town Hall. So I think what I'm going to do is split my Earthquakes between getting the Monolith and those 2 spell towers. And then we're going to flip. I should have had a drill for this one because I'm not going to need this. We're going to try and not activate the Town Hall. Which we failed. Let's see. Okay, let's funnel here, put our king here, break you in, and then we will kind of just... We want the Ice Golem to go first so that it freezes and tanks for the queen. You got to be kidding me, of course. And I don't think I even need my queen in that compartment. So, wow, that's a dumb wall break. Oh, okay. Why is the Inferno going for my king? Go for the Ice Golem. Well, now it's useless. Okay, we're going to get the Town Hall here. And then I want my... You know, sure, I guess we'll use the Siege Barracks because what the flip else am I going to do with this? I don't have the balloon or a flipping drill. And then let's actually use our... This is going to be kind of tricky, right? Because I'm going to be fighting the sweepers for the whole rest of this raid. So maybe this wasn't the best idea. Let's see if we can get my Royal Champion to go in there and snipe some of those, like the sweeper or something. Maybe eventually, who knows? Probably not. Okay, let's go. Please get the sweeper. We also need to get rid of the CC. Okay, sweeper's kind of fighting that way. Okay, now we're going to go in. Okay. We're going to time this right. Boom! Horde ability. Haste here. We'll freeze the scatter and the sweeper there. Let's rage here. We got 7 balloons left. I don't know what I want to do with them all yet. Alright. This is looking pretty crushed. Man, I already feel a lot better with this strategy than I did before. Oh, it's crazy. LEXNOS is a miracle worker. Look at that. I know this base was a little rushed, but I feel like the plan for the layout was pretty good too. Obviously, my Lalo's still a little bit sloppy, but this is going to come with practice, right? Actually, before I start my next attack, I'm going to do a little bit of a summary on what I think I took from that session with LEXNOS. Okay, I've thought about how I'm going to actually do the whole video thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit some of the highlights from the session with LEXNOS. I'm going to have that before these. So if you're watching this, this has already happened. So this is probably going to be pointless to you. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Anyway, let me summarize really quickly how I think my session with LEXNOS went. Obviously, there is no 1 hour, 1.5 hour video that you can watch in the world that is going to instantly, dramatically make you from bad to good, right? That wasn't the goal because that's impossible. But what I do think that I gained from this is I understand the attack much more in depth. I know a little bit more about what value I need to get with my Zap Quake, how I need to approach the base with my Sui, and I also know how to start and end and time the Warden ability with my Lalo and everything like that. And what that's going to do for me is as I continue to practice this attack, I will get better and better at a much quicker rate than if I had not had the session with LEXNOS, right? I'm going to be able to watch my replays and understand in a lot more detail what went wrong in the attacks and then make those changes in the next attack. So I will do my best to talk and explain what I'm looking for when I'm attacking with Zap Lalo today, but I'm obviously kind of new. And I'm also still somewhat new talking while I'm attacking, right? So there's probably going to be parts where I've got to be kind of quiet or whatever. But that being said, we're 1 for 1 today. That's already better than I started last time. Let's go ahead and go. Okay, so this is another base where I think I'm just going to want to get the Town Hall with my heroes really quickly. Man, what is with these bases? I feel like I'm getting kind of lucky today. So I want my Zap Quake to help my Sui. I'm just going to send the king in for the Town Hall again. That makes sense. I'll bet you the tornado's right in between the Wizard Tower and the Town Hall. That's totally fine. I'm prepared for that. Where do I actually... Okay, this is where we're going to Zap Quake. Okay, let's just send the king in here. Obviously, I'm going to have to poison and maybe honestly even freeze the CC because I want the CC to not delay. Oh, you know what? That's honestly not the worst thing in the world. Okay, you know what? We are going to freeze the CC a little bit. And then we're going to have our queen kind of go around the outside of the base this way. Hopefully, anyway. This is, I'm not getting as much value with my queen as I thought I was going to. Let's send the royal champion in to help her. And we'll also send the drill in as well. I think that's going to allow my queen to get a little bit more value. And that's kind of what I'm looking for mostly. And then we're going to start the Zap Lalo from here. Okay, let's send the second hound. Let's send our headhunters. We're going to ward an ability right when that goes down. Also going to freeze this whole area. Oh, my queen is still alive, barely. Okay, I want that hound to fly across the base. Invincible. Let's haze straight through this section here. And where do I rage? That's kind of what I'm looking at now. Okay, the king doesn't worry me. I'm going to rage right here just to speed up so that things kind of speed to that last part of the base. I'm going to start putting my cleanup down. And this one's crushed too. Look at that. I think that this base obviously is a little bit rushed, but I think that these strategies both would have worked out on a maxed base. Wouldn't have been as close, obviously, right? But look how much stuff I've got left over. Oh my gosh, LEXNOS is a miracle worker. How did he do it? You guys saw my other last Zap Lalo video, right? I looked like a total mess. Perfect. Nice. Could we go 320 today? That would be insane. I'm feeling pretty good right now.